Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am your humble host, Save Our Children TV, back at it for a brand new video. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I link all three of my YouTube channels down below. Subscribe to them channels: Crying Time, Charles Reactions, Save Our Children TV. Subscribe to them channels, thumbs it up, so you'll be notified every single time I drop a brand new video. I have two bonus stories for you guys today, and six additional stories. And the one bonus story is an update to Tyree Nichols. And I talked about the story Monday. And I missed out four important details. One is he was a FedEx driver. Two, he had a 4-year-old son. Three, he had a tattoo of his mother's name. And four, he was yelling for his mother at the traffic stop, which was an illegal traffic stop. It was no somebody he should have been put over. He didn't do nothing wrong, and you know, I just don't understand how you could do something so gruesome like that to somebody. And again, Tyree Nichols had a 5-year-old son, and now his son got to grow up without him because you had five officers who thought that his life didn't matter. And we got to start holding people like that accountable and hold them to a higher extent. Because if we allow bad, corrupt officers to continue doing this to us, then we're not holding them to a higher standard. And I actually watched that traffic stop video. It was horrific. To me, it was first degree murder or capital murder. Secondly, yesterday they had his funeral live on CBS News. I watched the whole thing. It was sad, um, and it was a good point that they made yesterday during Tyree Nichols' funeral is that there will be a change, and there will be people held accountable. There will be a bill that is passed, and that bill is the George Floyd bill, and we hope that that bill is passed so that we can get bad officers off the streets and put the good ones on the street and keep the good ones on the streets. And um, other than that, again, I want to just come out condolences to the family and the community of Memphis. It's hard. And he was just coming. I think they say he was just coming from Chicago, and he went home to Memphis, and they did that to him. So um, it's crazy all around, and keep the family in your thoughts and prayers, and his son, your thoughts and prayers, and your brothers and sisters. It's a hard time. It's something that's going to take time to get over it. And one good other point that his mother said is that in his honor, she's going to build a skating ring. So he loved to skateboard. Um, it's crazy. Those officers need jail time and jail time. All right, we're going to move on to our second bonus story. Deputy resigns after woman and her two sons are found frozen on the field. I actually researched the story. I was going to do the story in the past, and then we got a chance to do it, so we're going to talk about it. Deputy resigns after woman and her two sons are found frozen to death in Michigan failed. A sheriff's deputy sent to search for a Detroit area mother and her two young sons, whose bodies later were found frozen in a field, has resigned. The Oakland County Sheriff's Office said the deputy stepped down January 22nd. The Detroit News reported Monday the deputy's name was not released. The bodies of Monica Kennedy, 35, Kyle Milton, 9, and Malik Milton, 3, were found January 15 in Pontiac Canada's after Kennedy's 10-year-old daughter went to her home near the field and told someone that her family was dead in a field. Oakland County Sheriff Michael Burchard said earlier this month. They were not dressed properly for the cold weather. An autopsy report listed hypothermia as the cause of the deaths. Kennedy had been experiencing mental health issues and family members were trying to get her psychiatric care. She believed someone was trying to kill her and that everybody was in on it before she and her children died. Sheriff Michael Burchard told reporters January 16th. Authorities first were notified about the family on January 13th. At the time, Kennedy refused help. The family was spotted again later that afternoon, and a deputy was sent to check on an area about 20 miles from the spots of Detroit for the family. Investigators said the family could have been outside in the cold for at least 3 days, despite having a home about a mile from where they were found, CBS Detroit reported. The area was not completely searched, and the deputy also did not find or make contact with them, the sheriff's office said. Other deputies later searched that day, but also failed to find the family. Over the course of a couple of days, we actually have been getting calls about a woman and kids not dressed appropriately. So the thing is this: the mother and her two children was outside in the field that was not dressed for the weather. They frozen to death. Officer came out and I guess he resigned. I don't know why he resigned. I don't know if there's more to the story, but this is heartbreaking all around. Um, I just chose to do the story because of awareness. Um, and for that 10-year-old child to discover her family dead in the field, that child's gonna need just help, period. Yeah, mental, mental help, gonna need all types of different counseling. Because imagine being a young child and discovering and finding your loved ones dead in a field. It's heartbreaking. Condolences to the family. Um, thoughts and prayers go out to the family, and well wishes to the child, and it's heartbreaking. Um, the weather do change. You gotta be dressed appropriate for the weather. It just be freezing outside. I went to an appointment the other day and it was super cold. My hands were frozen. I had to step inside of a building just to get the coldness off my hands. So it could be freezing outside, and the weather must have been below the normal height, the normal, normal height. So condolences to the whole family. Keep their family thoughts and prayers. That's one of our 6 stories. A 1-year-old is dead. I'm on the people.com. 1-year-old boy dies after family friend allegedly steals his mother's car with him inside and crashes. Antoinisha Burst has been arrested and charged with relation to the death of a 1-year-old boy after she allegedly stole his mother's car and crashed. This happened back on February. This yeah, back on February. This happened maybe yesterday, day before yesterday. This is mother's friend. Look at that face. Look at her lips. It looks like she just got done smoking something. And then you steal a vehicle with a child inside of it. I went and put a pass to it if he was under the influence or something. A 1-year-old boy is dead after a woman allegedly stole his mother's vehicle with him inside and crashed. Antonisha Burns, 31, faces a felony charge of knowingly operated a motor vehicle without a license, causing death after the Milwaukee Police Department said she was behind the wheel of a white Pontiac that crashed into a green Dodge Caravan on Friday at around 11:30 p.m., according to NBC affiliate WTMJ-TV. The occupants of the Caravan fled the scene after the crash, authorities told the news outlet. The baby was identified by the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel as Zarian Robinson. Brace was treated for non-life-threatening injuries at the hospital before being arrested, per the outlet. Zarian was in the rear passenger side of the vehicle. The newspaper reported that Milwaukee County Medical Examiner's office said although Zarian was in a car seat, he was not fully secured. There are also suspicions that Burst was speeding, according to the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel. Zarian's mother, Michaela Tweedy, told the newspaper that Burst was her acquaintance, and she had just gotten out of the vehicle before Burns allegedly stole it. That day, me and my cousin stopped by the house. The suspected driver was in the back seat. She is a family friend, she said. Me and my cousin went inside to drop my cousin's cat off. She took it upon herself to hop in the driver's seat and pull off my child in the car. I called her and said, I don't care about the car, I just want my baby back. She added that she was shocked Burst allegedly took her car. I knew her well enough to think she wouldn't do something like that, Tweety told the newspaper. She shared that Zarian had a beautiful smile and the most amazing heart. Eddie Anthony Zarian's dad also told the publication, I want to see justice. I do. I want to see justice. He didn't deserve it. He had a lot of life ahead of him. Like I said, gone but never forgotten. But it's a lot of heartache that we'll never get over. Everybody's going to think about it every day, every minute, every second. So it's tough. It's hard. He added of his late son, he was always playful. He always had a smile, always laughing, just doing normal stuff, just going up every day so far this to happen. It's just tragic. The child's grandfather, Donnie Thomas, said that he is hurt over the loss, telling the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel justice needs to be served. Buse could be fined up to $10,000 and spend 6 years in prison if convicted, prior to the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel. A criminal complaint stated that officers on the scene allegedly found her in the driver's seat. According to CBS 558 News, the Milwaukee Fire Department pulled Zaron from the car before he was rushed to Children's Wisconsin, according to the outlet. The news station added that reasonable inference based on the position of the vehicles in the accident indicate that Bruce was driving southbound and crossed into a northbound lane before hitting the other car. According to the Wisconsin Department of Transportation, Bruce allegedly does not have a driver's license. The Milwaukee Police Department did not immediately respond to people's request for comment. It's unclear if Bruce had an attorney who could comment on her behalf. Pause. Number one, if convicted, forget the fine. If convicted, she could face 6 years in prison. We're talking about a woman who stole a vehicle with somebody else's child inside and killed that innocent child. If a man did that, it would have been 15 to 25 years with no questions asked. She needs to be facing more than a 6 year sentence if convicted. I'm sorry. Bottom line. System is so broken. Again, she stole a vehicle with somebody else's child in the vehicle. And yet we're gonna throw a 6 year sentence out there. We could do. Come on now, come on, Milwaukee. Y'all could do better than a 6 year sentence. That's not going to. That's not going to change her. 6 years is not going to change her. It's just not. She needs more than 6 years. Bottom line, more than 6 years. Let's move on. Condolences to the child and the family, and this woman needs more than 6 years in prison. And again, she drove without a license. So why would you take somebody's vehicle knowing that you didn't even have a license? So now you're operating a vehicle without a license, which is a felony. All right, let's move on. Buffalo, good to know. Buffalo, New York, my city. Buffalo teen sentenced to 5 years in prison for stirring of armed robberies. A 17-year-old from Buffalo who admitted committing a series of armed robberies targeting food delivery drivers and casino patrons beginning at 16 was sentenced Wednesday to 5 years in prison after an Erie County court judge denied him youthful offender status. According to the Erie County District Attorney's Office, County Judge Suzanne Egan, a designated youth park judge, also ordered the teen to serve 5 years of post-release supervision. The teenager was not identified in a statement from prosecutors who said the five robberies took place between March and August of last year. The first happened on March 8th when the teen joined by other unknown participants displayed what looks like a pistol and stole food and $17 from the delivery driver in Donovan Drive in Buffalo. The next day, the teen again with a group appeared to display a pistol and stole food and an unknown amount of cash from another delivery driver on the same street. We're talking about a 17-year-old who put off five armed robberies. Five. I'm sorry. 15 years max. Because these teens needs to learn that you can't just go around and victimize people. There's consequences. It's America. There's laws. And if you don't abide by the laws, then you can do jail time. You can do prison time. So at the end of the day, we got to start holding these teens accountable. I think 5 years for five armed robberies, I just don't think it fit the crime. I think that he should have got more time. I'm pretty sure his record, just because he only probably got this on his record, teens don't really learn unless they do hard time. 15 years is nothing. I just do 15 years for every armed robbery. So it's 5, 10, 15, 20. Well, 25 years. I'll do 25 years for five armed robberies. Because I gotta learn some way, somehow, and we gotta help people accountable. Let's move on. Upstate New York, Texas, and there. I'm gonna show you the picture, and then we're gonna talk about the story. Upstate New York, Upstate New York school is under fire over racist snowman post. Yesterday, January the 31st, well, January the 31st, the Coxsackie Athens Central School District posted a picture showing of three of the students' latest creation, a playground snowman. The school district took to Facebook to post a photo of the students and their new friend. Since the post was put up, the school district has been under fire. People had no problem with the snowman itself, but rather the caption. Many of the comments have been attacking the school for its ton of death post. Many people come to sing as people of color do not want to be compared to a dirty snowman. They do not want their skin color compared to mud and dirt, saying that the caption attempt at inclusively only feels non-central and dehumanizing. Now, I agree. And I just showed you the picture of the snowman. I mean, I could have easily found clear white snow. You ain't had to use dirty snow, built the snowman, posted it. I think it was just fine and dandy. We are still going through something that's called racism. So you gotta be careful what you post because it could come back and hunt you. And I just understand why would you even continue building this snowman knowing what the snowman looks like and the color it looks like. So I'm not offended, but I feel like it's there's people out here who are offended by this, and you got to be careful what you post because it could hurt your reputation and it could cause problems for you, school, whoever. So gotta be careful what you post. All right, let's move on. ABC News: 12-year-old is shot while group played with a gun. 12-year-old shot in New York City building lobby while group played with gun. Police said. A young man playing with a gun pointed at a 12-year-old boy and opened fire, shooting him in the lobby of a Brooklyn's apartment building, police said. The boy was shot in the left shoulder at the apartment building in the Bronzeville neighborhood just before 9:20 p.m. Tuesday, police said. He was rushed to Maimonides Medical Center in stable condition and expected to survive. A group of 8 to 12 youths were playing or hanging out in the lobby of the apartment building when the incident occurred, according to police. The youths were reportedly playing with a gun when, based on a video or witness accounts, detectives believe one of them removed the magazine from the firearm, pointing to that the victim and pulled the trigger. That's the way the investigation is leading right now. He takes out the magazine. There's one still in the chamber. He points it, fires, and according to the witnesses, they said, "What did you do? What did you do?" Anyway, PD Chief of Detective James Egg said, "I have a good question. Why is there 8 juveniles, period, left alone, anyways, in an apartment complex? But why are they playing with a gun? And who gun is it?" We hear a lot of stories where homeowners, family friends, so on and so forth, have firearms, and children get access to it. And bad things happen. When bad things happen, there are consequences. It's a crime for a child to have a gun in their hands. So whoever gun this is kind of explaining to do. Now I don't know who gun this is, but I hope there's an update to the story. I will bring you guys the update. Um, let's hope and pray that this child make a full recovery. That he's in good spirits, but they needs to do more digging and investigating and arrest somebody because somebody failed to